You're listening to Hoedown History, where we dig into the history, the origins, and the legends of America's old-time and bluegrass tunes. Mississippi Sawyer. It's one of the most widely known and enduring old-time fiddle tunes in American traditional music. Played as a lively breakdown in D major, it appears under a bewildering array of alternate titles like Downfall of Paris, Love from the Heart, Downfall of Adam, Fish on a Snag, Mississippi Jubilee, and even the French-Canadian Rio Gaspésien. Its simple yet driving structure has made it a favorite from Virginia to Texas, Missouri to Pennsylvania, and it was considered essential repertoire for generations of Southern fiddlers. The tune first appears in print in America as Love from the Heart in George P. Knopf's Virginia Reels, Volume 4, 1839. By the early 19th century, it was already familiar to American fiddlers, though many older players, especially in the Upper South, knew it simply as the Downfall of Paris. Now, the Downfall of Paris has its own interesting history. It began life in France around 1765 as a simple contradance figure called Le Pantalon. By the 1790s, when Britain was at war with revolutionary France, London publishers gleefully retitled it The Downfall of Paris. It became an instant patriotic hit. And during the Napoleonic Wars, especially the Peninsular War and the Waterloo Campaign, it turned into one of the British Army's favorite quick marches. Fifers and drummers played it everywhere in every regimental duty book from 1805 onward. Listen, see if you can make out the Mississippi Sawyer tune in the Downfall of Paris recording. After Napoleon's defeat in 1815, the tune stayed hugely popular in Britain and Ireland as a country dance, a hornpipe, and a reel. Irish fiddlers still call it the Big Bow Wow, or the Roving Peddler. When the tune crossed the Atlantic, likely through British soldiers, immigrants, or traveling musicians, it was quickly absorbed into the growing American fiddle tradition. On the early American frontier, especially along the Ohio, Mississippi, the rocking song motion of the bow and playing the melody evokes something far more local than the fall of Napoleon's Paris. A sawyer was riverboat man slang for a dangerous, half-submerged, uprooted tree whose roots remained partially anchored to the riverbed. The strong current would force the trunk to bob up and down in a rhythmic kind of song motion, sometimes breaking the surface unexpectedly in front of a steamboat or a flatboat. These hazards were so common and deadly on the Mississippi that the U.S. government operated special snag boats to clear them. And yes, there is an old-time tune referring to a snag boat. We'll do that in another video. Mark Twain himself, a licensed Mississippi River pilot before he became a writer, knew sawyers intimately and borrowed the term when naming his famous character, Tom Sawyer. So it is possible to imagine rivermen and settlers hearing the old British march played at a frolic or camp and then retitling it Mississippi Sawyer. The melody's pulsing rhythm perfectly matched the treacherous swaying tree in the water. The new name also conveniently erased any lingering British association in a young nation still smarting from the Revolution and the War of 1812. But there is another theory on how Mississippi Sawyer got its name. This one claims that a sawmill owner who established the first steam sawmill far west near the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. According to the story, the mill's successful test run was celebrated with a multi-day picnic. Fresh lumber was used to build the tables and a dance platform, and when it was discovered that the mill owner himself was a fiddler, well, he was pressed into service to open the dancing. The new tune he played became forever known as the Mississippi Sawyer.
Tune in D? All right, let's do a tune in D then. How about a good old banjo tune, something like Mississippi Sawyer?
Today, Mississippi Sawyer remains a session staple and a contest warhorse. Its swing still carrying echoes of British military marches, dangerous river snags, and frontier dances on fresh-cut pine boards under the stars. Few tunes better illustrate how old world melodies were reshaped and renamed to fit the experiences of a new continent.